Right now at noon, officials in Kansas investigate a crash involving a school bus. We've got some light fog still out there, drizzle across the area, rain on the way. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up. And the city of Galena working to clear some confusion about its school zone lights.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is the KOAM News at Noon. I'm Chris Warner. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment has issued a boil advisory in the city of Coffeyville and the rural water districts of Labette and Montgomery counties. That advisory takes effect today until the issue can be resolved. High levels of turbidity have been detected, which could lead to bacterial contamination. Now remember, in a boil advisory, you need to boil water for 1 minute before drinking it or using it to prepare food. Do not use ice from an automatic ice maker. Flush your water if it appears to be dirty, and disinfect dishes and any other food contact surfaces in clean tap water with 1 teaspoon of unscented household bleach per 1 gallon of water. And you need to supervise children during bath time to make sure they don't drink any water in the bath. Authorities in Cedar County say the human remains discovered in a brush pile last week are that of a Joplin woman. Cedar County Sheriff says the remains were identified as 27-year-old Shania Haynes. Her body was found last week in a brush pile. A full autopsy will be used to determine the cause of death. 3 men have been arrested and charged in this case. Bradley Keith of El Dorado Springs, Brandon Choate of Lamar, and Jimmy Cole of Stockton are all charged with tampering with physical evidence and abandonment of a corpse. The Kansas Highway Patrol is investigating a wreck involving a Columbus school bus and a truck in Cherokee County. It happened near the intersection of Highway 400 and Highway 7. According to a spokesperson for the school, the bus did have students on board. Authorities say there were some injuries reported, but none of those were life-threatening. And we're dealing with another foggy day across the area. The good news is no more dense fog advisories out there, and visibility has improved. Skywatch Storm Tracker clear in our immediate area with the exception of the clouds and some drizzle, of course. It's off to the south and west. Here comes our next system that's going to be bringing us our rain as we head into tomorrow and that possibility of snow, which we'll talk about that here in a few more minutes. Murdoch cameras around the metro area looking better. In fact, visibility looking pretty good out there. We still have some drizzle, and that's what's kind of piled up on our camera on the Cornell complex in downtown. So it's not foggy only in downtown. It's just some drizzle on that lens out there. And as you can see, take a look at visibilities around the area. Significantly improved. Still some reduced visibilities, just slightly so. Say Yates Center, Sedan, the Wada, Veneta, Bentonville. But we are continuing to improve across the area. Yesterday started the day at 39. So we're supposed to be at 25 above that, but our average high, and that's what we hit, was average. That's what we did the day before as well. Temperature's not moving much, nor are they expected to move much today. 41 in Joplin right now, 40 in Pittsburgh. Still got some drizzle down there as well. Temperatures around the area for the most part, upper 30s, low 40s across the area, and they're not going to move much more than that from where they are right now. And of course, don't forget, anytime you're not near your TV, wherever the reason may be, you can keep up with the latest forecast, weather information, everything you need to know by downloading the KOAM Skywatch weather app. It is available free in the app store of your choice. Well, the city of Galena is clarifying when its school crossing lights are supposed to run. Officials say they've received complaints about the lights running at odd hours. However, they say that's not a malfunction. Galena Mayor Ashley Qualls Groves says they are set to automatically run and will also run during after-school programs throughout the year.
But the school hosts after-school programs that goes roughly till 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. They have a lot of kids that stay for that. So we bus and we transport, and then parents come and pick up. And the school, in conjunction with the city, came up with the idea to also incorporate that time because we have kids that walk or, again, lots of kids that are transported various ways. So that time every evening, Monday through Friday, is still considered part of it.
The school crossing light in question is located on 7th Street. The city of Joplin yesterday held a public meeting to discuss a project to widen West 20th Street. It was a chance for residents in that area to give their input on the project and how they'd like to see it designed. Officials say the project is needed for the community.
Will this cause delays? Will there be street closures? And we see this project as being tremendously similar to 32nd Street as far as closures will be concerned. Whenever we get to the point where we bid the project out and have a contractor, we will set a schedule. We will look at phasing. We will look at the times that it will be closed.
The project is being paid for by a sales tax approved by voters in 2014. Groundbreaking expected early 2025. A popular tax service reopens this year in Joplin. The Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, also known as VITA, provides free tax services for anyone making less than $65,000 a year. There are sites across the United States. Last year, the Joplin location helped prepare more than 4,000 returns for local taxpayers.
It's important because, especially for low to moderate income taxpayers, it provides a relief so they're not paying for their tax service. We provide this as a free service, as a community benefit for people that cannot really afford tax services, professional tax services.
VITA tax locations across the 4 states can be found at irs.gov. Well, coming up, Freeman Health System holds a health fair for its employees. And later, we're making castaway coconut shrimp in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, Freeman Health System President and CEO Paula Baker is retiring. Baker has served in the role for 13 years. Before that, she was the CEO of Freeman's Ozark Center and helped with the creation of the Bill and Virginia Leffen Center for Autism. She won't officially retire until next year. In that time, Freeman will search for her replacement. And the Freeman Health System yesterday hosted a fitness fair for employees. 25 vendors stopped by Freeman Hospital West to help employees learn about health benefits and fitness services. Officials say it's important that they focus not only on the health and well-being of patients, but also the people that keep those facilities running.
The best health and wellness resources in the area. A lot of people are really motivated at the first of the year. And the other reason is because they're so important to us, to the health system, and patient caregivers often don't take care of themselves. So we want them to come out, see some things they can do to make sure they're in their best shape for themselves.
The health system has more than 4,500 employees. And some kids in McDonald County yesterday got to speak with a published author. It's part of Anderson Elementary School's One Book, One School reading program. This year, students read Mindful Mr. Sloth by best-selling author Katie Hudson. Yesterday, they got to meet Hudson virtually from her home in London.
A book that you read as a child stays with you. So this year we picked Mindful Mr. Sloth specifically with the idea of sharing the lesson from the book, which is to slow down and be more mindful.
Students were able to submit questions for Hudson ahead of time that she was then able to answer. And Pittsburgh hosted an event to connect local professionals. The Pittsburgh Area Young Professionals Kickoff was an opportunity for people to network, make friends, and meet the organization's board members. The gathering also discussed the group's plans for the year.
It's a good way to network with like-minded individuals that want to grow professionally and do some service opportunities that are out there and just kind of help out and be more ingrained in the community.
Allows them to have that avenue to build a little confidence, feeling involved, you know, like in your community and stuff. Like I feel like it gives you that little nudge, you know, and just making you feel like you're home.
Pittsburgh Area Young Professionals is open to people between the ages of 21 and 55. Currently, the organization has about 100 members. PAYP's next event is the Lunch and Learn next Tuesday to discuss the Special Olympics in Kansas. Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Join us as we remember the cast and crew of the SS Minnow and sail into the last day of our tasty tribute to retro TV shows.
But first, we have got ourselves some rain and potential snow chances on the way. We're going to take a look at that forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So we've had some fog out there. We had dense fog advisories. Some of them were canceled a little early. Others went ahead and ran until noon. All of them gone now. And this is what we've got. Cloudy skies across the area with some drizzle out there on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. But watch out. We head off to the south and to the west. And here it comes. Rain moving in from the southwest, getting ready to roll right up the Will Rogers Turnpike. And that'll be moving into our area late this evening as we go into the overnight and into tomorrow. Could also bring us some opportunities for snow. So, fog tracker, another quick look at that. So some reduced visibilities out there. Bentonville, Veneta, Newata, Sedan, Yates Center, not that bad in all honesty. Otherwise, we've improved significantly across the region. As we go into this evening and late tonight, we'll start to see those rain showers out of Oklahoma rolling in here. And then, yeah, we get this business, some potential rain-snow mix out there early Saturday morning. And I know it's going to be chilly, but overall, we're not expecting that much from this. I know it looks kind of crazy, but we're not. And then pretty much right along into the south of the I-44 corridor and just to the south of Stockton. Once we head late morning into the early afternoon, we'll see a transition to some snow out there. But if you see these temperatures, we're not expecting this to really stick to the roads or sidewalks, things like that. It's going to be too warm, it's going to be too wet, and this is going to be a heavy, wet snow. So the good news is we're not anticipating any major accumulations, especially on roadways, and anything that does stick should only stick to grassy surfaces and say the roofs of your house. However, the flip side is it could still cause slick spots out there across the area, and since it could be a heavy wet snow, there's a potential it could lead to reduced visibilities as it falls tomorrow late morning. So if you are traveling tomorrow, just be aware of that. Be prepared to potentially slow down and adjust your travel plans. MoDOT cameras around the region, folks heading out to lunch, and they are doing so. Numerous people heading out to lunch. And we are here. We'll go to lunch later once everybody's calmed down. Our camera on top of the Cornell Complex. Again, this isn't fog on there. It's just some drizzle that's piled up. We still have wet roadways. Still some light drizzle out there and otherwise cloudy skies. KDOT camera south of Pittsburgh looking pretty good as well. You can still see some faint fog off in the distance. But again, our visibilities have improved significantly, as you can see from our camera at 7th and Rangeline. The only thing that has improved is we just still have those cloudy skies, a little dreary looking, but we're at 41 in Joplin, northeast breeze at 3. We head over to Pittsburgh, and again, cloudy, 40, calm wind out there, so not bad, a little cool. Could be worse. It's still January, so it could be a lot worse. Temperatures around the region, for the most part, we got a few upper 30s, most of us into the low 40s, and we're not expecting much more movement from there. In fact, we're looking at maybe just the mid 40s today. We were hoping for a few more breaks of sunshine in this cloud cover, but we just didn't get it. And so we're going to be a little cooler than what we were thinking this morning. Northeast breeze about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And then going into the evening and overnight, temperatures fall gradually, and then they'll make it into about the mid-30s out there with the showers increasing. Northeast breeze 5 to 10. And then, as mentioned, we could have that bit of a rain-snow mix here and there. No major accumulations expected by any means, but could lead to those slick spots. And be a bit gusty, too. North winds 10 to 15, gusting to 20. We're looking at highs right around the low 40s. It's going to be another cool one as we head into our Sunday as well. Temperatures into the upper 40s, though, so a bit of an improvement. And then next week, you might as well plan on a trip to Cancun, or it's going to feel like you're getting ready for one. Take a look at these temperatures. Sunny skies through at least Thursday. Maybe some rain showers next weekend. Temperatures, those highs getting into the upper 50s and low 60s. Overnight lows into the 40s. So we're going to be well above average as we head into next week. And even with the rain chances by next weekend, as you can see, it doesn't have a significant impact on our temperatures. So it's looking pretty good out there. So we just have to get through a couple more days of this cool stuff, and it's going to be a lot better across the 4 states. Well, you're going to want to stick around. You know why? Well, because we're making castaway coconut shrimp in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen right after this. Welcome back. So it's time to check out what Howard's making for us. He's been doing these classic TV shows all week long, and we're going to wrap up by visiting Gilligan's Island and making this. It's a castaway coconut shrimp.
It may have started out as a 3-hour tour, but anyone who watched Gilligan's Island back in the 60s knows that it lasted a bit longer than that. After all these years, who can forget that theme song or the fun and zany antics that took place as 7 castaways desperately tried to get off the island? To help bring back some of those memories, what do you say we whip up an easy dish that's inspired by the show and is fancy enough to have pleased Mr. and Mrs. Howell? We start off by flouring some jumbo shrimp. Once they're all coated, we dip each one in some beaten egg and then into a flavor-packed coconut breading. To give these their crispy, crunchy finish, we fry them until the shrimp is cooked through and the coconut breading is golden. These are great as is, or with our homemade creamy pineapple dipping sauce. With food this good served in a tropical setting, why would anyone want to be rescued? To get the recipe for what we call castaway coconut shrimp, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where we hope you had as much fun as we did looking back at some of our favorite retro TV shows. Every one of them gave us a reason to say, ooh, it's so good. Stop fan and start eating.
Well, you can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. You know what you need to do. You go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. We're going to be right back after this, but first, we're going to take a look at 4-state market prices. All right, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast one more time. So we've got some patchy fog that's really starting to burn off out there. Cloudy skies, some drizzle, mid-40s for our highs today. Mid-30s tonight, rain increasing late this evening and overnight. Could see a few stray rain and snow showers for the first part of our Saturday. No major accumulations, but could lead to slick spots. And because it could be a heavy wet snow, there is that potential for some reduced visibilities tomorrow. So do watch out for that. After that, still a little cool on Sunday. And then take a look at the beginning of next week. Sunny, partly cloudy, and those temperatures spring-like as we go into the upper 50s and low 60s. And we want to remind all of you that we have a scheduling update regarding our programming tonight. Now, due to golf on CBS, we will not have the KOAM news at 5 or 6 tonight. However, we're still going to bring you a look at the latest headlines and forecast on the free KOAM Plus app, and of course, on KOAMnewsnow.com. And then at 6:30, the Oklahoma City Thunder take on the New Orleans Pelicans right here on KOAM. And following that, you can join us for the KOAM News at 10. So do keep that in mind. So that means that's going to do it for now. We won't see you back here on KOAM until 10, but be sure to check out our website and the KOAM Plus app. Thanks so much for joining us and have a fantastic weekend.